This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Arizona Cardinals. With that, let's get out to the desert. Standing by in Glendale, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Detroit Lions. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Godden with Charles Davis. And before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.
Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
And his arm strength is often described as out of this world, and I've seen some throws out of him that are just really off the charts. But sometimes he relied on his arm so much, his footwork got in the way, led to some inconsistency. But I've loved watching him evolve as a quarterback. He gets better and better each year.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field.
Here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now back to throw. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And Gonzalez puts this one through. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Here's Powell on the return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So out now come the Lions. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? When they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On 1st down, Stafford here. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. And here is the Cardinal defense.
It's easy to talk about Patrick Peterson because you can be definitive about his game. Tremendous against the run because he's an excellent tackler. Can run with anyone because of his speed. Has the size to play the football downfield extremely well. And then you throw in his kick return ability. You have one of the top corners in the NFL year in and year out.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, Stafford. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Offense.
Now they nab the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Stafford. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To the air again, Stafford. And that will be incomplete as well.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Here is Matt Prater now. He's got the leg for this as he holds the NFL record with a 64-yarder back in 2013. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So out now come the Cardinals. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
2 sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48.
Here we go now.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On play action, they'll throw. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A very solid gain of 27.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 24.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go.
He'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Set. Blue landing.
They'll look to throw. And incomplete here on 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. To return, here's Agnew. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So here come the Lions now. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at about the 32. From the gun, here's Stafford. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Chandler Jones in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. From the gun, Stafford dumping it off for Johnson. And at the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be a third and about 13.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Third and long, it's Stafford. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep, the dangerous Pharaoh Cooper. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Here we go now.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one is incomplete.
Okay, let's decide here. He was open, right? Not extraordinarily open, but open enough that if you're an NFL quarterback, you got to make that throw, right? That's got to be complete.
9 times out of 10, that's a completed pass.
Yeah, he missed that one and missed it in a big way.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go now.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Here we go now. Blue landing.
They'll set up a throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 40. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Acott's right sideline and some space. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. And not much running room. Down to the 32. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead now stands at 13. So the defense creating some points. Not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. To return, here's Agnew. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Stafford here coming off his pick 6. He's going to float this one. And got his man complete. It's a big play there for the Lions. And even 40 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A first down carry here for Johnson. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Here we go, here we go.
Now a handoff, Johnson. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman, certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
Offense.
That was a 3rd and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Operating from the gun. Stafford over the middle, complete. It's Powell. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
Please tell me this doesn't come off as snarky. But that's a relative chip shot. I mean, you've got to be able to execute that one. I don't care what they design on the other side about trying to block the kick. That should be 3 points on the board.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. If you're out at 55, 60 yards, low trajectory from here, you get that thing up. This should be 3.
Yeah, there's nothing routine in football, but this one really almost should be. Snap, hold, kick, ball through the post. Didn't happen that way.
So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal.
Now let's go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw right side, going to be caught by Seals-Jones. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
Now let's go. Blue Niners.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit, thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's brought in by Kevin White. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 1 quarter down. It's the Cardinals off to the early lead. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football, and they've got it here with a 1st down. Johnson on the counter, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Credit to tackle that time to Deshaun Hand, and he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll drop to throw, and he finds Seals-Jones complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
We got three. Set! Blue 90!
Here's Johnson. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Now let's go! Green 39!
Back to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes, and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Time for us to spotlight C.J. Anderson. Now, I'm not going to say you completely abandon the passing game, but it would really behoove them to get this running game going more.
That's the identity most teams are seeking. Able to establish themselves, control a game by running it. Have to touch it multiple times in order to have success in this game.
And as we say, yeah, that's right. As we say all the time, that sets up the passing game. I feel like a broken record with that.
Listen, we can be broken records all we want. Bottom line is, lather up that big horse and let him run.
Set, lady.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Buda Baker.
And while there is no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Stafford. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. It's complete. It's Fitzgerald. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. $4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Cardinals on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go now.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Andy Lee now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well.
Hello.
Take it right on the 30. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Lions will take over. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They're spinning away. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now a play fake here on first down. Completes it to Powell. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, it didn't go their way, did it?
Now defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. The Lions on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Stafford. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Set. 260.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Good footwork. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
The Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They try the left side with Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
This is Johnson, and he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was looking for Chad Williams, and it's 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with a bandit.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for air. Oh, heavy Lion pressure here, and they block it.
We got it. Good job, D.
So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, Not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And his throw is going to be incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two, because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Chandler Jones in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Second and 9 now from the 21. Johnson. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Now let's go. Blue, 90.
They'll look to throw here. He hits White, complete. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. This quarterback now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, 90. Blue.
Looking to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll set up to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. He completes it right side to White. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
They're going to look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They'll look to throw. It's caught. This is White. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Wow, Gavin.
Good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Shitty game, Gavin.
And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout, and now we're set to get going. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here's Andy Lee now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Stafford again. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Lions on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going to float this one deep right side and almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taking it about the 16. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Getting set to go again, we get a peek at Larry Fitzgerald as he heads back out there now. 2nd quarter here, he has only 1 catch, but they have the lead. You got to think there's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, so far, just the single catch. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green 39.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. On the return, it's Pharaoh Cooper. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now let's go. 3:19.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Set. 3:19. 3:19.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Incomplete. He was looking for Daniels that time, and it's 3rd and short.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
But he was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now Johnson gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's James. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Stafford on 3rd down. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Chandler Jones getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Sam Martin now, standing just about on his own goal line. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out will come the offense as they take over. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game? You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself. So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On play action, they'll throw. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off usually after about 3 to 4 steps and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
He'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Clay. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 18 yards there and a 1st down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Man open right side. It's the tight end Clay. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker.
Now let's go. Green 30.
They pitch it out to Johnson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete. Charles Clay is tied in the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it third down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Hurry up, here we go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And that will stretch the lead to 3 scores now at 19-0. So make him 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives have bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And now another one thrown incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here's Sam Martin now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now let's look at David Johnson. And these numbers showing up on the screen, that's why he's their star. They kept him down for a little bit, couldn't keep him down for a full 4 quarters.
But what they were hoping for was a half of a game. And if they could have shut it down at the half, they had done their job. But as you mentioned, a full 4 quarters. And the best, they always feel like they're one run away from changing the momentum or breaking something big. And we're starting to see that here in the second half.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle and caught by the tight end Clay. And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. The gun. They'll look to throw. That's caught over the middle by Seals-Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
We got 3. Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Now they'll run on the draw. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Hey, 4 down. Here we go now.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll drop the throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
All right, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Here we go now.
Back to throw. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that one ups the lead to 22-0. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Set. 250.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And the big guy
Games
catches the
on
ball in the
Zoxo.
backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And some space here. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, winding that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Throw left side complete. That's Powell. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Stafford now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Johnson running right. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And that's another stop for the defense. Something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught, Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion first down. He's such a good route runner, shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Stafford now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. Stafford. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Ready, 180.
From the gun, here's Stafford. The left side completion to Jones. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. From the red zone now, Stafford firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
180.
Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
3rd and 2, Stafford. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Theo Riddick, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Are you You're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Now Matt Prater for the point after. Extra point good by Prater. And that will shave one more off this lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And a 9-yard run on the end of it. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Hurry up, here we go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The linebacker, Christian Jones, there to make the stop.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Again, it's Johnson. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
He'll drop to throw. This complete to the tight end Clay. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a first down on that last catch as well. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. Because strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41.
Let's go.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. Out of the gun, Stafford. To the right and complete to Galladay. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
On 1st down at Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver, and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
the red zone now. They'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Stafford. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call a position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Stafford looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
They run. It's Johnson. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Brooks Reed with a tackle. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
They go to Johnson again, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. Fielded at the 33. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Detroit getting set to go now. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. but they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by DJ Swearinger. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Now let's go. Blue line it. Blue line.
They give to Johnson going right. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Now let's go. Green 39.
And they'll run it here.
Green 39.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And they'll go on the ground. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The tackle credited to Jamal Agnew. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25. Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by. But that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed him out quite a bit so far. But it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. To return, here's Agnew. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Set. 180.
On first down, Stafford here. Room here to run. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that will extend this big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. To return, here's Agnew. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit, in for the score. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Prater for the extra point, and that will get them one closer. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.